There we go. We're all set. Hey, Matt, great to be talking to you tonight. Congratulations on finishing second and making the finale.
Thank you. I appreciate that so much.
Now, Matt, I know you haven't had much time to think about this, but do you have any plans for the money?
No, I mean, no, I haven't had any plans. I know I owe my parents a little bit of that. And, they've always taken care of me. I haven't worked a job, in my life because I've always been swimming and swimming doesn't make money. So it's nice to have a little bit of money in my account. I was negatives before coming on here.
Now, we saw a little bit of it on the live feeds where you had said to people, look, when I'm in a room full of people, it's hard for me to discern what's going on. When it's one-on-one, I can hear better, I understand. Can you explain to people what it was like for you in the house who didn't watch the feeds and some of the things you had to overcome?
Yeah, there were a lot of things I had to overcome. If I can't see someone's lips, I'm not going to understand where the conversation is going.
Yeah.
If you think about COVID, I couldn't hear it. I couldn't understand anyone with the mask mandates. So, in the Big Brother house, there's whispering everywhere. So I'm not listening to those combos at all. I would say 85% of the combos, 75% of the combos, I did not hear fully. There was a lot of times where I would just sit in the room and zone out because I just can't make out of it. It's too much at once. So
Yeah.
the only way to communicate with me properly and get the message across is one-on-one facing me at least. There were some situations where it was me, Jag, and Blue,
Yeah.
and us we were talking. Blue would face me because she knew I had to read her lips. Because if people are talking to the side, I'm not going to understand a single thing. So it's very visual. You got to be looking at me, and I got to be seeing your lips, and then most likely I can read the lips very well, and I'll know what's being said.
Yeah. Well, yeah. You obviously had to overcome a lot, and the house guests seemed to be for the most part, very accommodating, weren't they?
Definitely, no, definitely. And I think once I was able to, connect with them all and give them that understanding, it took a little bit. The first week was a little nerve wracking,
Yeah.
over stimulating. There's so many. There's 17 at first, and having to explain myself to each person every day is hard. And to get that message across. But once I got there, eventually, everything was smooth. I think the first half of the show was very hard and challenging
Right.
with that, but the last half went super smoothly, and I didn't feel frustrated or flustered with the whole whispering anymore.
Now, if you had won the final head of household, I mean, it was a really close call there.
Yeah,
Would you have taken Jag or would you have taken Bowie?
I was gonna take Jag. That was the one promise I made. I didn't make a lot of promises. There were promises I made, and there were me saying things what people wanted to hear. Sometimes
Right.
it's hard to make a difference. I was loyal with him. I stood by him the whole time. I was gonna. She had three HOHs, and she kind of came out of nowhere. And that could be, and she had a perfect game. She never got on the block. So I thought that was kind of hard to beat with Jag. My whole spiel speech was going to be about loyalty. And
Right.
if I had backstab Jag at the end, that wouldn't work against Bowie. So I knew I needed to bring Jag with me to prove that I would play a loyal game. And I went the whole way with him.
Now, obviously, in your sports career, you've made a lot of strides for people who are deaf. How important was it for you to represent deaf people and again blaze a trail for people for perhaps future players of Big Brother?
Yeah, I think it was a very important milestone.
Yeah.
No one has done it before. I was like, the trial run almost, the first person, the pilot, and I knew I had to do a good job of representing well and show what I had to be as most vulnerable as I could be. I couldn't be in there half doing things. I needed to be my full self, be proud of my disability, express the challenges, and show everyone that, not just house guests, but all of America.
Yeah.
And I think I did that, and luckily I had 100 days to do that. That was my biggest goal of playing this game, and my biggest motivation is kind of representing the deaf community. And I did that in the swimming world, and now I got to do it on TV. So I was really glad to have that opportunity.
Now, obviously, when you have such a large group of people, not everybody gets along, not everybody sees eye to eye. That's just human nature. Um, you didn't seem to really get along with America all that much.
Yeah.
What do you think stood in the way of that? What was it with you two guys?
For me, I really don't hate anyone, and I don't. I'm a very social person. I roast people a lot. I definitely do. Like my friends outside of this, I roast them hard,
Yeah,
and I kind of got that a little bit in the house. You get so comfortable in the house. You're in there for so
right.
long, and that's another thing. Like we're all family in the day, and people will perceive it differently. Um, you know, you make fun of your family all the time, probably. You're living with them all the time. I'm
Yeah.
living with America every day, so like little comments I would make just because I've been living with her all day, but at the end of the day, I love her. I don't hate her. Yeah,
Yeah, well, it's again, some people don't understand. You're in that pressure cooker. You can't get away from each other, and little things become big things, and all that kind of stuff. Now, um, talking about big things, you were able to spend some time with Riley at the beginning of the show, and then obviously she got evicted. What are you hoping for the future? What is that looking like?
I mean, we're about to find out now that I'm out of the Big Brother house. I've been there 100 days. She's been waiting 84 days for that.
Yeah,
I think what was really awesome was getting that letter from her when I won my first HOH.
right.
That kind of ignited it a little bit, got me a little excited for the last day. Be like, all right, there's gonna be money at the end, and Riley. So there's still a win. Even though I didn't get first place, it's still a win in the end of the day.
Now, as you mentioned many times in the house, I mean, you took off time training to be on Big Brother. You put your sports career on hold. How are
Yeah,
things looking for that, and what's your plans for the future coming up?
yeah. It's definitely time to get back in the pool and put my butt out there and get back in shape. I mean, that was one of the hardest things during the challenge. It's a challenge in the house was I gained 30 pounds. I
Wow.
gained some weight. Yeah. I came in 185. I'm leaving 215. That's a lot of weight. I'm someone that trains 4 to 5 hours a day. So that took a lot of mental toll on me halfway through. But then I kind of just adapted,
Yeah.
looked at the situation, and was like, look, I chose to be on Big Brother. This isn't a me move. I'm doing this for the deaf community. I'm doing this for my family. I'm doing
Right.
it for other people. I'm going to suck it up. I'm going to make it work. And that's what's going to happen. I'm going to get back into training. I'm going to lose those 30 pounds again. And I'm going to go for hungry. Yep.
Now, one final question before we go. Obviously, during your arguments in front of the jury, Jag was saying, like, well, basically, I masterminded this, I masterminded that, and some of that's true, some of that's not. But on when we were watching the live feeds, we could see you two collaborating and talking. So, what is your view of the whole thing of your partnership together? Because I saw a lot of collaboration.
Yeah. What do you mean by that question again? Like before the jury happened, or like
Well, during the jury, Jag had said that what
he
implied
was
that
mad?
he was the mastermind of everything. But meanwhile, on the feeds, we saw you both collaborating and bouncing ideas off each other's head and
Yeah.
talking to each other. What did you think about all that, Matt?
Uh, you know, I wasn't gonna sell out anyone. I just I had the better social game, and that's what that was.
Yeah,
For me, it's hard on speech. I can't hear everything right on the spot, so they kind of having the jury thing a little kind of intimidating. Hearing something right away live. The pressure of being live, so I get a little choked up with how I'm gonna talk back. I wasn't expecting any of these questions. Yeah, he masterminded something, but I did as well.
yeah,
I'm the reason why he was safe in the seven deadly sins. He was always a target, and I was always trying to protect him. I literally saved his game. He got addicted week 4. He didn't mastermind everything, but he did it a lot. He did a lot of winning, but I think he did a lot of the comp wins. I did a lot of the social talking, the social
right,
gaming.
right,
So yeah, that's why us two worked well together. I think if it was one and the other
right.
working together, we wouldn't have been final 2. And that's how I see it. He played a better comp game, and I played a better social game.
Well, Matt, it was wonderful watching you this season. All the
Appreciate
best to you, and good luck in the future with all the future endeavors, and Riley too.
Yeah, appreciate that so much. Thank you.
Yeah, take care.